So the Steelers went ahead and traded Diontae Johnson. And I'm going to try my best to remain as unbiased as possible in this video, as I always do when it comes to AFC North trades. The reason why is because I'm very biased, right? I do not like the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll be upfront about that. But at the same time, though, I'm trying to make this as realistic as possible. So let's talk about it. The Pittsburgh Steelers went ahead and traded away Diontae Johnson plus a 7th round pick. In exchange, they got Donte Jackson and a 6th round pick by the Carolina Panthers. Now, a little backstory here. Diontae Johnson was on the last year of his contract. He is set to make around $10 million cap hit wise. Donte Jackson is on the last year of his contract. He's set to make 10.52. So in reality, it's the Panthers save $500,000 salary cap. The Steelers lose $500,000 salary cap. Now if they sign him to a long-term extension, Donte Jackson and the Steelers could win in the end here. Same thing with Diontae Johnson with the Panthers. In reality, they went ahead and swapped a player where it's like the Panthers are like, hey, listen, we have a young quarterback. We need a wide receiver one. So they swapped him, and then the Steelers are like, we just cut Patrick Peterson. We need a cornerback. So they just swap players and then swap picks. That's really what this is. But at the same time, though, Steelers might have came away from this with the biggest W possible. So if I go to Twitter and I look at, I know Twitter is a cesspool, so I'm not going to try to use this as a great example. But this is what a lot of the reaction of him getting traded was. Unless he drops the ball. You mean throw the tantrums on the sideline? Carolina's going to make the playoffs. And then urinating. Oh, no, that's not urinating. I saw this logo and I thought urinating trade. What about all the drops and plays he runs 10 yards backwards? Those are definitely the majority of over plays like this. Show those highlights. Get ready, players. Like drop a ball. I was ever ready for that once every 8. Okay, I cannot even read that. Can't wait. Best quarterback he's ever had. My man's breaking ankles out there. Bryce Young deserves a better team, and they're giving it to him. He deserves a team like the Titans. So, yeah, there's a very mixed bag of some people are hating him, some people loving him, some people are like, yeah, he could be good. Why is this happening, right? Well, outside of the tantrums and all that kind of stuff, the Steelers are in a very interesting situation. So, if we look at the Steelers depth chart, you might think, oh, wow, the Steelers have, no wide receivers now. They got rid of Allen Robinson. All they have is Des Fitzpatrick and Calvin Austin. But that's the thing. This guy right here is the wild card. So, who is Calvin Austin? Calvin Austin was a receiver that was drafted and got hurt right away. He got hurt, I believe, in training camp or preseason, and he was out for the whole entire season. Last year, Mike Tomlin expected Calvin Austin to, in theory, be in your sophomore year. Even though it was his first year actually starting as a wide receiver, he wanted him to really propel himself up and take off. And that's exactly what he did. He took off. He was a monster. And because of that, and he showed now that he can develop into a true superstar, that's really why this trade went through. Because you have your wide receiver too, and in reality, Calvin Austin, I don't think he's a wide receiver. I think he's a low-end wide receiver too. And I think he can really blossom with his speed. He is fast as anything. He has some speed on him. And yes, he did catch a touchdown against us. Sadly. So, that's why this trade really propelled itself, was because Calvin Austin took off. And now that they have a wide receiver 1, a wide receiver 2, you have Des Fitzpatrick, who, again, can really also slowly get in there. He's the outside guy on the right-hand side. You got your slot receiver here. You could also draft someone if you're the Steelers here. My guess is in the first round here, you're going to probably draft a offensive lineman. Maybe Power Johnson or somebody else. But here's the thing, though. This is a really good wide receiver class for the Steelers, and they know that. And if you know anything about the Steelers, they're really good at drafting wide receivers. That's just how they work. They're known in history for being the best team at drafting wide receivers. So they probably figure, hey, listen, we can go get ourselves another wide receiver in free agency, or in the draft, We get rid of Diontae Johnson. We get better in the secondary with Donte Jackson, who is now a starting cornerback for them. And they sought to rebuild this team. Now, according to PFF, Donte Jackson does have a very interesting grade-wise. But again, keep in mind, he did play for Carolina last year, which was absolutely a trash can on wheels. So it's not like there is really too much to take away. They were the worst team in football. So, yeah. Now, if we compare that real fast to Diontae Johnson, let me go ahead and pull up Diontae Johnson here. And let me pull this up. He's actually, grade-wise, pretty damn good. But again, it really comes down, is he worth it, right? Is he worth the tantrums? Is he worth the drop passes? Is he worth all that kind of stuff? And, you know, it's interesting. I'll say it like that. So, overall-wise, I think the Steelers won this trade is in the context of, you know, they got rid of the problem, right? The problem right here. They exchanged draft picks. It is what it is. They went ahead and are paying $500,000 more, but still, they're addressing a position they really need, which is cornerback. I would say it like this. I don't think the Steelers won drastically in this trade. I think that to a point, it's pretty even. Because the Panthers got themselves a wide receiver 1 for a young quarterback that needs a wide receiver 1, who just traded away DJ Moore last year when they got the guy. I'm saying it's like 55-45. 55 Steelers won, 45 Panthers won. Because, again, like I said, I know a lot of people saying, oh, no, you're crazy, man. The Steelers absolutely got finessed here. They got fleeced here. I don't think they got fleeced because I think the direction they're going in makes sense. The Steelers are not known to be a team that gives a wide receiver a second contract. That's not how they work. So, I don't know if they're going to, in theory, if they would re-sign Diontae Johnson anyway. So he might just go in free agency anyway. So this way they're able to get someone in return, a cornerback. And if they truly believe that he can be decent for them, then that's pretty good for them. And then, of course, they could also have the receiving core who's already young and very cheap and kind of build around that. So I think in a reality, there are different ways you can make it up that the Steelers won this trade, and there's ways you can make up that the Panthers won this trade. It's a very even trade, I feel like, in the end of the day. It's a 55-45, maybe a 52-48. Like, it's that close of a, yeah, this team won, this team won, this team won. Yeah, so tell me down below your thoughts, opinions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.